Earlier we talked about the CIA triad and the C being confidentiality. So we need to keep our data confidential. And one of the ways that we do that is we use encryption. And there's more than one type of encryption, by the way. So let's jump in and take a look at encryption and PKI. So here we go. We're talking about encryption and the use of cryptography to protect data. Now, encryption is pretty straightforward, right? It's the process of converting plain text into some unreadable text. And that unreadable text is known as cipher text. So here we go. We've got our plain text. We run it through an encryption algorithm, and what comes out the other side? Well, it's unreadable, right? This is our cipher text. So that's encryption in a nutshell. So it is very basic. Now, encryption does provide us some good things, right? It helps us protect against, number one, unauthorized viewing, which we refer to as confidentiality, and of course, unauthorized manipulation as number two, and we refer to that as the ability to verify our integrity, make sure something hasn't changed with the data. There wasn't unauthorized manipulation that happened. So really, encryption helps us to meet our confidentiality and integrity, the two legs of the CIA triad that we've talked about so much. Now let's talk about encryption and a little bit more about the different types of encryption schemes. Now, first of all, we're looking at symmetric. That's the first type of encryption. And it's called symmetric because it uses the same key to encrypt and decrypt the data. And these are known as a secret key. And of course, there are different types of algorithms used with cryptography and encryption. And when you're talking about symmetric encryption, two of the more popular algorithms used are triple DES and AES. And triple DES honestly is pretty much end of life. And now we're looking at using AES and different versions of it, like AES 256 or something. But these are both symmetric encryption algorithms that can be used. And again, it's symmetric encryption because we encrypt and decrypt the data with the same key. That's what is key to remember there. So here we have an example. We have a blue key here. We have our value here, and it actually looks like a $100 payment, right? And what we do is we use our blue key to encrypt our data here. We send it on, and as you can see, this is our cipher text. It's unreadable. We send it on to the recipient. The recipient also uses the blue key to decrypt it and to receive that $100 payment. So again, same key. So when we're talking about symmetric encryption, it's all about using the same key for encryption and decryption. Triple DES and AES, the AES family, they're both examples of symmetric encryption algorithm. So if there's symmetric, that means there's probably asymmetric as well. And you are absolutely right. Asymmetric encryption uses not the same key, two different keys, one to encrypt and one to decrypt. And the way this works is via the public key infrastructure, or PKI, and that's super important. So when we have our public key infrastructure, we're using keys, a public key and a private key. So there's our public key and a private key. And the thing is, a private key must be kept secure and not shared. That is super important. So when you have your private key, you hold on to that key tightly. You don't let go, and you don't share it out with anybody. But you also have a public key. And of course, this one can be shared. And that's the idea. Private stays private, and public, well, you can share it out with your friends and anybody else you're working with, your work associates, and anybody you're sending encrypted messages to. And we'll talk about how exactly that works here in a minute. Now, as we talked about symmetric encryption algorithms, we talked about triple DES and AES. Well, now we're talking about asymmetric encryption algorithms. And some of these examples are RSA, elliptic curve cryptography, and Diffie Hellman. So those are three examples of algorithms used with asymmetric encryption. Again, it comes down to two types of keys, a private key and a public key. Now, how exactly are these used? Because I get it. When we use symmetric encryption, we use the same key, right, to encrypt and to decrypt, same key. But here we are using two different keys. So which key do I use to encrypt? Which key do I use to decrypt? How does this work? Great question. Let's answer that. Here we go. Asymmetric encryption using PKI. How does this work? Well, it really works in two ways. Number one, the sender uses a public key to encrypt the message, and then the private key is used to decrypt the message, or vice versa. Now, let's talk about this. Lois over here wants to send a message to Bob, and Lois goes out and gets Bob's public key, which he has on his key repository website. What she does is she creates a clear text message. She then uses Bob's public key to encrypt it, and then sends it over. Bob uses his private key to decrypt it, and now has the plain text message to read. But you can do the opposite as well. If Bob wanted to send Lois a message, let's clear these off here. What he could do is, if he wanted to send Lois a message, he could encrypt a message with his private key. So we now have an encrypted message here. We'll put a little key in it to signify it's been encrypted. He sends it to Lois. Lois goes and gets Bob's public key and decrypts it, and she can read it. So what it comes down to is, if you encrypt it with a private key, let's say private, then you need to decrypt with a public. But if you sign it with a public, then you decrypt it with a private. So really, it's pretty simple. You do one or the other. There you go. And that is the use of PKI, the public key infrastructure, and asymmetric encryption, how it actually works. We also talked about our symmetric encryption, where we used the same key to both encrypt and decrypt our messages. And that is cryptography and PKI. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing. Thanks for watching, and subscribe here to get the latest from CBT Nuggets. And if you're interested in IT career or learning more about IT in general, hey, swing by cbtnuggets.com and sign up for a free trial.